Hey, if you hate life, you're in the right place. I hate it too. I've hated it for a long time. I've realized I hated it since I could remember. And it's the fact that everything costs too much and doesn't last long enough. That's not even just going for like physical products. That's like going for like the spirit of all things. Everything is just kind of like, entropy, entropy, entropy. It's just dying off. Everything's dying every single second. And you kind of get overwhelmed by it, and you kind of start to think that there's no room for hope. There's no room to even give an ounce of belief. It kind of gets to you. Yeah, no, it's understandable.
It's understandable.
So that's why I'm saying, if you hate life, trust me, I hate it too. I hate it, stinking guts. But the show must go on. The part I hate most about life, or
The part that I'm hating the most about life right now, as I'm thinking about how much I hate life,
the thing that's jumping out to me is the constant decision making. You gotta decide, right? And here's the kicker, right? Do not even ask yourself if you're making the right decision. Because that's something you have to decide. As you're making decisions about what to make decisions about, you have to figure out if the decisions you're making are even the right decisions. And the thing is, you never know if they're the right decisions. That's just the caveat about life that I hate. It's just like constantly having to address the unknown part of life to progress, right? And it's always the question of, in the name of what? What are we progressing towards? What are we trying to figure out? What are we aiming at here? What are we doing here? Yeah, no,
such is a decision that has to be made.
I gotta be honest, man, that like deciding question, it just like whenever you pose it to yourself, it just seems like an existential death sentence. It's like, oh my gosh, kill me now. Don't do it actually, but strike me down.
Strike me down enough to the point where I lose awareness about the fact that I don't know what to do right now.
And I hope you guys really hear me on this, because it can't be underestimated how much of a horrible gig life is. It's the worst job you'll ever have in all of your existence, if that makes sense. It's just like nothing. You got to understand this, right? Nothing will ever feel right, or not. It won't be oftentimes you will feel so confident about the decisions you have to make in life, about the route you have to take in life. It's not going to hit in such a way, or consistently hit in such a way, where you feel like I'm literally God. You know what I'm saying? That's not gonna. You might have moments where you feel on top of the world, right? But pride goes before the fall. Goes before it.
Pride goeth before the fall.
Watch yourself, right? So just be humble, remain humble, because life is still life. And even when it's sunny outside, even when the rainbow, even when people are smiling at you, giving you hugs and telling you life is still life.
When yin is yin and yang is still yanging.
You know what I'm saying? So just be mindful of that. It's not gonna feel right 100% of the time. It's a horrible gig. And honestly, I only emphasize that because I don't want you guys believing in fairy tales. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you guys
Being told a lie I was told.
I was led to believe that it was gonna be, again, sunshines and rainbows. I kind of growing up, I was, humbly I say this, like a straight A student. I was good in school. I followed all the rules, and I paid attention in class, and outside of class I was respectful to everyone. I had one girl. If I was talking to a girl, I was talking to one girl at a time. I was doing all the sorts, right? And it didn't really lead to anything spectacular. And so you always have to come back and question yourself, what is it all for? I think that's the question that constantly brews in the back of our mind. Well, some of us in the back of our mind, some of us,
Just,
at least that's me. I think about this question all the time. In every instance in which I'm participating within life, I'm constantly thinking about, what's this moment for?
What's this moment for?
And it's not the greatest habit, but
working on that.
So I say this, right, in trying to offer something, in my studies and the things in which I've read and in cross-reference with my own life, you always come back to that question of, like, what am I supposed to do with this will of mine? How am I supposed to enact or utilize this life force within me that calls me to go out into the world, but also in its branched off aspects, into relationships, into careers, into activities with yourself, into hobbies, you know what I'm saying? Just into the different domains and aspects of life that one can imagine and think of. How am I supposed to utilize my will in these moments and in these, so to speak, ventures? As I've come to realize and understand, it's all about your posture, right? It's all about essentially your heart, your spirit, your mode of being, that you decide for yourself how you're going to participate within the world. You know, that's one thing I want to focus on this channel and throughout my career and that which I'm trying to put together. It's a question of
How does one participate within life?
and it's not just a how, right? You gotta understand why you're participating in life this way, right? And so I'm gonna read this thing that I just recently posted on my Substack. So I wrote here, I don't have the instinctual belief that things will get better, but rather the understanding that things naturally get worse. In that understanding, however, I recognize my spirit to be a force that fights against the dying of the light. Shed a tear, but do so with a smile. So me personally, right, I have a faith, or I have a belief, a philosophy that has a Christian doctrine as a
Fundaments.
bedrock beneath that which directs my will. But as a layer on top of that, I have, as you can see, if you pay attention to the quote or the slogan that I use for this channel, it's funny, but it's not. And I have that posture where whenever something goes bad in my life, goes not according to plan, not in the way in which I thought or was hoping or was excited about,
My instinctual response
at this point in my life, as I've curated throughout my existence, is I laugh. I laugh at the absurdity of it all, and I just gotta laugh, you know, and give it a God. But beneath that, right? Beneath that is the everyday moment to moment decision to not let life
bury me.
bury me before I die. I'm not going to. I wrote this other quote where I said, life is constantly.
I can't remember it.
It was a good quote. But anyways, again, yeah, the whole idea is to remain upward in your striving, upward in your pursuits. That idea that I don't really believe that things will get better, right? That's not what wills me ultimately. But I do understand that things have a natural decline, right? And I have to be face to face with the reality of things. I can't sit here and act like, oh, this is the one, or this is gonna be great, or this is the moment where it all comes together. You know, I don't believe in a moment where it all comes together, but I do understand that if I sit here and do nothing, it will ultimately get worse. And so I have to continuously have that striving mobility. Otherwise, I might as well, for lack of better terms, rage quit. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. We'll pick it up next time. Hey, subscribe and like and share and comment. Definitely comment. If you're not gonna do any of those other things, comment. You know, I look, add to the yap, bro. Add to the yap.